Welcome all. Today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. Andhra Pradesh government postpones house site allotment, blames TDP. The state government postponed its house site patta distribution program, Pedalankiri Illu, to August 15 and blamed the opposition TDP for creating hurdles in the scheme. The government first planned to distribute about 29 lakh pattas on Ugadi, March 25, but had to postpone it to April 14 owing to the Model Code of Conduct for the local body polls. Then, due to the coronavirus outbreak, Chief Minister Y.S. Jaganmohan Reddy rescheduled it for July 8 to coincide with the birth anniversary of his father and former CM, late Y.S. Rajshekara Reddy. But again, the government was forced to postpone it due to pending right petitions in the court. Speaking to the media, Municipal Administration and Urban Development Minister Bocha Satyanarayana accused TDP leaders of creating hurdles to the government's efforts to help people. He said leader of opposition N. Chandrababu Naidu and his followers were citing technical issues in court to try and obstruct the government's program, which he said was taken up as a yagna auspicious event to make women house owners. COVID-19 tally crosses 21,000 in Andhra with 1,178 fresh cases in 24 hours. For the second consecutive day, the COVID-19 tally in Andhra Pradesh crossed the 1,000 mark, taking the total number of cases past 21,000. With 13 more patients succumbing to the virus, the death toll in the state reached 252. According to the media bulletin released by the State Command Control Center, a total of 1,178 persons, including 1,155 from the state, 22 from other states, and one foreign returnee, tested positive in the past 24 hours, ending Tuesday 9 am. A total of 16,238 samples were tested in the 24 hours, in which 1,178 cases emerged, taking the cumulative tally to 21,197. Guntur district recorded a staggering 238 cases, followed by Anandpur 153 and Vishakhapatnam 123. On the other hand, 762 patients recovered and were discharged from various hospitals across the state, taking the total number of discharged persons to 9,745. The active cases in the state now stand at 11,200. Kurnool district continues to top the chart with respect to the number of deaths. 4 more deaths were reported from the district in 24 hours, taking the total to 85, the highest among all the 13 districts. 3 deaths were reported from Anandpur, 2 each from Chittur and Vishakhapatnam, and 1 each from Prakasam and West Godavari districts, taking the total number to deaths to 252. COVID-19 patient's body carried to burial ground in JCB in Tirupati. The body of a person who died of COVID-19 in Tirupati was taken to a burial ground in the JCB on Monday morning. The video of the incident went viral on social media. According to Municipal Commissioner P.S. Girisha, the civic staff were forced to use the JCB as the body was very heavy. He claimed that the patient's family was aware of the situation. With the consent of the family members, we used the JCB to lift the body, took it to the burial ground, and performed the last rites following COVID-19 protocols, he added. A few other officials said that the patient was weighing 175 kg. Earlier, we thought of taking the body to an electric crematorium, but as the patient's body was very high, we could not lift it, they added. It may be mentioned that the COVID-19 patient from Tirupati was admitted to Sri Venkateswara Institute of Medical Sciences SVIMS a few days ago. Allot 6 lakh houses built by previous government, TDP leader Chandrababu Naidu, accusing the state government of dealing distribution of houses completed by the former TDP government. Party Supremo and leader of the opposition N. Chandrababu Naidu urged the government to hand over the already constructed houses to the poor beneficiaries' families without any delay. He asserted that the government should open its eye now after seeing the overwhelming response to the virtual protest held at 102 places across the state in response to call given by the TDP. It is unfortunate that in the last 13 months, the ruling party was troubling the already identified beneficiaries under the Housing for All scheme. Under the TDP government, over 25.57 lakh housing units were taken up at a cost of Rs 50,000 crore, 6 lakh houses in the urban areas and 19.57 lakh houses in the rural areas. The centre extended all support to the scheme. The state ranked top in implementing geotagging and Aadhaar seeding to the completed houses, he said. 2 months after LG Polymers gas leak polluted Vizag reservoir, water finally released for use. Exactly 2 months after stopping the release of water from the Meghadrigeta reservoir in Vishakhapatnam, which was contaminated by the styrene gas leak from the LG Polymers plant at RR Venkatpuram village, officials on Tuesday released it for domestic and industrial use. Water release from the reservoir was stopped on May 7 following the styrene leak, which claimed 12 lives and affected more than 500 people of nearby villages. Greater Vishakhapatnam Municipal Corporation (GVMC) Superintending Engineer Venugopal told the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute in its report sent to the Andhra Pradesh Pollution Control Board (APPCB) gave its nod for utilization of water from the reservoir. After the PCB sent the report to the GVMC Corporation, officials also got the water tested at the regional labs and the reports found the water fit for consumption. Venugopal said 9 million gallons per day MGD water will be released from the reservoir daily, while 6 MGD will be for the industrial use, 3 MGD will be supplied for domestic use in at least 4 wards of the GVMC. Venugopal said chlorination was being done while releasing water into the filter bed. He said they are also adding alum to water in the filter bed to separate mud, if any, from it. Lockdown reimposed in Srikakulam as coronavirus cases rages. Though the people have been observing voluntary lockdown for the last 2 weeks in Uchapuram to contain coronavirus spread, the district administration announced the lockdown officially for 2 more weeks from Monday. Similarly, the voluntary lockdown in Palasa was extended by another 2 weeks from Sunday. The concept of voluntary lockdown was initiated at Ranasthalam by the local heads and businessmen almost 2 months ago. They even observed voluntary lockdown twice in the last 2 months. As the COVID-19 count is increasing in the district, they clamped voluntary lockdown for the third time in the town from Sunday for 3 days. As there is no let-up in corona cases in Ranasthalam, Mandal revenue officials, following the directives of District Collector J. Nivas, will enforce lockdown from Tuesday for a week. As many as 426 cases have been recorded so far this month in the district. A control room was opened at Ichapuram Municipal Office for Emergency Services, said Municipal Commissioner Ramalakshmi. Army soldier from Telangana shoots self with service rifle in North Kashmir. A 27-year-old army soldier, Saligam Srinivas, who was working at 226 Field Unit at Buniar Uri of Baramulla district in North Kashmir, killed himself on Monday. According to the Kashmir police, he shot himself with his service rifle. He belonged to Nagepalli village of Ramagiri Mandal and joined army in 2013. He got married 2 years ago. He hails from a poor family. His father used to work as a cattle grazer and his brother works as a mason. After military authorities sent a message to his family members about his death, a pall of gloom descended on the tiny village. It is not immediately known why he took the extreme step. Police have registered a case and started investigation. Telangana textile policy best in India, says KTR. Telangana's textile policy is the best in the country and the government will provide assistance to companies if they come forward to invest in the state, said IT and Industries Minister KT Ramarao. Ramarao, who was participating along with Union Textiles Minister Smriti Irani in a webinar hosted by Invest India Exclusive Investment Forum under the title Textile and Apparel Sector Edition on Monday, mentioned about Telangana's Kakatiya Mega Textile Park and said that it was the largest textile park in India. He also said that the government was providing round-the-clock power and water supply to companies in the state. He said under the Mission Bhagiratha, 10% of the water was allocated to the industries. He said there were 60 lakh acres of cotton plantation in the state and Southern India Mills Association had declared that the cotton quality of the Telangana was best not only in India but across the world. He gave an overview of the industrial policies and single window clearance system under TSI Pass. Ramarao also mentioned that industrial parks and coming up in the textile sector in Telangana. Kuwait bill leaves over 1 lakh Telangana natives in lurch. While the Kuwait government's expat quota bill will lead to the repatriation of around 8 lakh Indians from the Gulf nation, the fate of more than 1 lakh Telangana natives hangs in the balance. The people of Telangana who are staying in Kuwait told the New Indian Express that this move has been a long time coming owing to rise in visa frauds and increase in COVID-19 cases in that country as well as lack of jobs. Muralidhar Reddy, a migrant activist and an entrepreneur now based in Kuwait, said that the first affected would be those living illegally in the country and those who have come in through visa trading. Earlier, the price of visa registration was really less, but in the last 30 years, due to the lack of business, companies started charging huge amounts, around 3 to 4 lakh for one work visa, he explained. The Kuwaiti government found that in the last 4 years, around 9,000 crore worth of transactions were defrauded, Reddy added. Rains in Maharashtra fills reservoirs on Krishna River. UPS stream reservoirs on Krishna rivers are slowly getting filled due to good rainfall in the river's basin areas in Maharashtra, signaling relief for farmers of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. In the last 24 hours, 299 mm of rainfall was recorded in Maharashtra's Thane area. The Almaty Dam was filled up to 60% of its capacity by Monday. The water level in Almaty was more than on Monday as compared to the same day last year, even though the inflows were very less on Monday. With the prediction of good rains in Karnataka and Maharashtra, the outflows from Almaty are expected to start soon. Rains will further help Srisailam and Nagarjuna Sagar projects to receive good amounts of water this month. Farmers in both Telugu-speaking states will benefit from the rains as the project in the rivers upstream were receiving water from the first week of July. Meanwhile, the inflows into the projects on the Godavari River too were good. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share and subscribe Payant Times.